Pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. We'll do a quick roll call to determine quorum and call the meeting to order. Councilor Baumgartner is currently not here. Evers here. Ferguson here. I am here. Howard here. All right, we do have a quorum. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll start the meeting off with a public forum here. The public forum portion of the meeting is when it's appropriate for members of the public to address council on any issues going on out there. We ask members of the public to please state their name for the meeting record. Speaking time will be limited to 3 minutes, but if further discovery needs to be done after that time, we'll direct staff to work with the individual. Is there anybody present looking to address council? Anybody online looking to address council?
No one registered.
Okay, not seeing any movement there, so we will close down the public forum portion of the meeting here and move on to the setting of the agenda. We've got the agenda on Thursday and revised copy on Friday. Here it is in front of us. If there's anything on the consent agenda that needs to be moved to discussion items, now would be the time to perhaps make that request. Otherwise, I'll call for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made by Ferguson, seconded by Howard to approve the agenda as written. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is set as written. Moving down to the consent agenda, it includes the regular meeting minutes of October 6th. Resolution 101 is calling for a public hearing for the assessments related to unpaid lawn mowing fees. Resolution 102 is calling for a public hearing for the abatement of a nuisance property. Agenda item, consent agenda item D is the Acts cleaning service contract. Item E is a mayoral appointment of Riley Pollock to the Public Utility Committee. And item F is the House of Hope lease agreement. I'll call for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
So.
Second.
Motion's been made by Evers, seconded by Ferguson to approve the consent agenda as written. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda carries as written. Moving down to business items here. We're gonna talk about some unpaid refuse charges, and that's gonna cause us to go into the public hearing process here. So what we'll be doing is recessing the meeting, taking some staff reports, and after that point, we'll be engaging the public on this specific refuse charges item and hearing them out. So yeah, we'll temporarily recess the meeting here and take some staff reports.
And for staff reports, I'm actually gonna turn it over to West Central Sanitation.
Yeah,
Tom
please.
Wilson.
Good to see you.
Mayor Hawkinson and City Council, good to be here tonight. Thanks for having us on the agenda. And this may be the fastest, you're always pretty efficient on your meetings, but this might be the fastest I've been before. There should be a list. I don't know. Elizabeth, okay.
Yep.
And the list has, as we do this every year, these are people that are delinquent. These people on the list have all been notified. They receive regular monthly billing. Our office reaches out to them to help them get their payments made. Some of them, most of them are not bad, frankly. There's the one that bothered me, and I did speak to Elizabeth a little bit before the meeting. And I looked into that one when I got the list today. I checked into that with our office. You see the one that's kind of quite a bit larger than the rest. And we reached out, and what had happened there, evidently the owner of that home is deceased.
Oh, sure.
And the son ordered a cleanout container dumpster that's been there for over 18 months. And we've tried to contact them to get that dumpster out of there and mitigate the charges that are going on. We're unsuccessful in reaching the son. And I asked Elizabeth, her office can maybe help us find a contact email or number. The ones we have are not getting through.
Sure.
And so if we can make contact with that person, we'll be glad to mitigate a lot of those charges. I think we can get them about half of that off, just to be nice, if they'll work with us. We've tried to remove the dumpster, every time we get there, it's blocked. Probably just an accident, but you know, but we would like to communicate with that person and see if we can mitigate that, we will. And the rest of these all have the opportunity to pay these fees before it would be assessed to the Granville County. And I don't know what date that is, but it comes a little later in November, probably.
Correct.
And so I'm here to answer any questions. If any citizens want to raise questions for this or want us to help them, we'd be glad to talk to them.
All right, we'll start with the council here. Any questions for Don at all here? Is it pretty cut and dry?
My question is, these are bills for who the owner of the property is or who is registered as a tenant in that property?
The tenant or the tenant, but also the landlords do know of this because we do notify them.
Okay,
And
'cause
so
I
they
just know that
there are
quite a few of these are rental properties.
Okay, and the owner, the ones that we have the owner on where they want to be notified are listed on there as owner
Okay,
in bold print.
Good question. Any other question or comment from the council here? Okay, now we can take some public comment or questions here. Is there anybody in-house? I don't see anybody in-house looking to talk about this. Anybody listening online, looking to make public comment regarding unpaid refuse charges? Not seeing any movement out there, so thank you very much, Don. We'll close the public hearing portion of this discussion item here and reopen the regular meeting. And thank you.
thank you.
Our next discussion item here would be the first reading of ordinance 9, the fine and fee schedule.
Yeah, so you'll see here the fine and fee schedule. So this is what we're currently suggesting updating at this time. We'll get a chance to review it with a fine tooth comb later on this year. But we're focused right now on the 2026 suggested rate increase for the utility rates. These came before the Public Utilities Commission at their monthly meeting. And October 9th, they reviewed the increases to the city's utility rates and recommended that the council approve these. So you can see it's a 3% increase that's being proposed for electric, water, and wastewater with a 1% for storm sewer. These are the lowest rates we've had in a number of years, suggested rate increases. So to give you an idea, in 2025, the rate increase was 5% for electric, 6% for water, 5% for wastewater. Just moving forward, storm sewer is always kind of at a flat 1% rise. 2024 electric was 6%, water was 5%, wastewater was 5%. 2023 we had electric anywhere from 6.2% to 7.3%, depending upon, as you can see, electric has a lot of different categories there. Water was 5%, wastewater was 4%. So the suggested increase of 3% is lower than we have been historically. But this still keeps everything in a good condition moving forward.
This I know we had a goal as the council here, and the PUC had a goal to continue to grow that self-sustaining, self-insuring model for electric. We must be kind of nearing that number here with
Yes.
these, relatively modest
Yeah.
rate increases here, so that's good to see. Any other questions or comment about the proposed rate increases here on the utilities?
No, I think it's great as long as we're on schedule to stick with our plan.
Yeah, these rates were recommended with Jason Murray, our financial advisor. Sean and I confirmed them as well, and then we presented them to the PUC, and so they've kind of gone through all the different checks before they were brought to you all.
We know the PUC is very thorough.
Yes. So that's what I have. And it's just a first reading, we don't have to approve anything, just wanted you all to see it.
Thank you.
that's keeping us in, I mean, we as the council have our number that we're looking, but how does that look with neighboring communities and whatnot like that? I mean, is that?
I'd have to, it's been a while, maybe a year or so when I've done like a comparison for the different communities. I mean, 3% is essentially a cost of living increase, so we're staying fairly in line with at least what inflation and cost of living is doing. While still keeping our own reserves healthy.
All right, good question there. That's it for discussion of business items, so we can move on to reports from the council. Any reports from the council?
EDA, we did discuss the old apartments there. I think we're gonna discuss it again on Wednesday.
Yep.
Most likely, so we haven't made any decision on anything, so. Then the park board met and. I think anything new came out of that, right?
We could talk about field use fees.
Field use and. In the next month or two, we'll come up with our wish list for next year as far as doing park projects.
Okay, excellent.
So the EDA is discussing that apartment building
Yeah.
as far as, well,
Purchase. We're just discussing it, we're not
It's just a consideration
considered.
of tax
considering it.
forfeiture
Yeah.
property coming up for auction. Of whether or not to develop an offer.
I will say there wasn't a lot of momentum
Yeah,
on
no,
the concept.
we just didn't get to the point.
There
With
was
time, there wasn't enough time to come to a decision on it, so. I think it'll be a fairly short closed session. Let's say.
I don't have any specific city business to talk about, but do want to just kind of inform the public that. There are gonna be a ton of things going on for Halloween in town here. I know that there's going to be a Halloween open house at Acts. There's gonna be a trunk or treat at Cross of Calvary. The haunted house is going on at the Armory Community Center.
Fire truck rides.
Fire truck rides here at City Hall at the, the fire department area there. You guys do anything?
Yeah, we're gonna have a Halloween party from 4 to 8 for the kids.
So there are a lot of community events going on for Halloween to give our, our youth something constructive and non-harmful to do, all kinds of great entertainment out there, so just want to invite the public to experience Halloween in Olivia this year. That's all I have for any staff notices.
Yeah, just a couple of wrap ups. Speaking about parks and Halloween festivities, our October 11th trunk or treat event and outdoor movie saw about 250 to 300 kids go through. We had 14 different trunks, so we're really appreciative of those volunteers. It was great to see the police department out there, so thank you, Chief, for sending out a spot. So that was really nice, and we had a decent number of them stay for the outdoor movie Coco, which it did get a little chilly, but that's why we do the event in the first half of October. We had a couple of questions about it. We do it because it's an outdoor event. A couple of announcements, our new liquor store manager, Carissa Kurtz, started today, so if you stop by the liquor store, please welcome Carissa. At a conference last week, Christy Wiedemann received the inaugural Property Evidence Technician of the Year Award at the Minnesota Association of Property and Evidence Technicians. So she is doing great things for the department and the city of the whole. We're all really excited. And then finally, the last announcement is our public works worker, Derek Wirtz, has resigned from his position with the department. And we're gonna move forward with reopening that position and hiring, particularly with snow season coming upon us. So if you know of anybody, we'll post the position tomorrow morning, have it open for about 2 weeks to hopefully get somebody in there mid-November. So if you know of anybody who's interested in looking, please send them our way. And then to build off the other Halloween things, prior to Halloween, October 27th is the ECFE Halloween Bash for the 0 to 7-year-olds. And then prior to that, this Friday is Parents' Night Out. That's what I got.
That's this Friday, you said?
That's this Friday at the Armory Community Center.
Isn't.
Registration
Thursday the-
due from October, were due last Friday.
Isn't Thursday the witches' night out?
Thursday is Witches Night Out for the Chamber of Commerce, yes. So a lot going on in the city for the next 2 weeks. Which is exciting.
So historically, I think inaugural recipients of awards, don't they get the awards named after them? I mean, shouldn't we petition that they get Christie Wiedemann award?
We'll work on that.
I love that.
Did they spell her name correctly? at
I was
least
gonna
this
say,
time?
this time they spelled it correct.
Good. That's.
I thought about putting it in incorrectly just to do that,
Sebastian, other ones.
but, yeah.
Okay, with no other business to go before the council, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion made by Eber, seconded by Howard to adjourn. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.